shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Carolina in London. Max, what grade are you giving famous Jameis?
I'm actually giving him a B+. Jameis Winston has played very well this year. I'm not a fan. I would have moved on from him. I did not think he was I thought he was a bust. But I have to admit, and adjust to what I'm seeing. He is, and if you divided the quarterbacks into top half or lower half, he's been a top half quarterback. Then you say, could you even move him up higher than that? Could he nip at the top 10? This season so far, you could make the argument that Winston has been a top 10 quarterback. That's good enough for a B+.
I think it's good enough for an A-. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I think it's not just about his performance. You have to take into consideration the trials and tribulations that lied before him. The fact of the matter is, we thought he was finished. We thought that he was a bust. We also thought he was a knucklehead, didn't know how to act, couldn't lead, couldn't do anything. I'm sorry. Didn't act, couldn't lead, couldn't do anything. He's put his head down. He's listened to Bruce Arians. He's listened to Byron Leftwich. He's become a quality quarterback thus far in the early part of the season. I don't just look at your performance. I look at the obstacles that you overcome en route to performing well.
Yeah.
And considering that, I think that Jameis Winston deserves an A- plus. He's to be commended, not...
Everyone thought it was done. They felt like you get paid number one, you got to show why you got paid number one. He having a good year so far. If he keep this up, Tampa is going to keep him in Tampa. I feel like they should keep him because James is a good quarterback. He just needed the right coaching staff to be there with him that could fit his skill sets so he could be able to play well on the field. And it shows. He have a former good quarterback in his ear, and that's going to help him because you got to figure out what your quarterback strong sets is to make him better on the field. And they figured that out. And that's why he's having a good year so far because they playing what he's good at. That's what's helping him this year to play good because he having a solid year so far. If he keep this up, Tampa might pick up his contract and extend him. Because he's a solid quarterback. He can be good at times. Sometimes he can't, but this year he's shown he can be good all the time. Because he had the right coaching staff around him and figure out what he's strong at, and look what happened. He's having a good year so far.
For his play, but how he's conducting himself as a leader of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise.
Okay, Professor Smith. Next one on the docket, Baker Mayfield. Baker and those Browns are looking to bounce back this weekend against the Seahawks. What grade do you give the Bake Show so far this season?
Here's the deal. Thus far, I'm not going to give him an F.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a C-.
Slightly below average.
Listen. I don't think that's slightly below average.
But isn't C average?
If there was a D in this daggone booklet, he'd have had it.
That's below average.
The fact is, we don't have a D.
We don't have a D.
All right, and I don't want to give him an F, but the lowest grade, other than that, would available to me as a C-. Baker Mayfield has been a huge disappointment, only because. Number one, the expectations, the shine that has been placed on him. I can't turn on my damn TV without seeing it on a commercial. And then we get out on the field and we've seen nothing but inconsistency all season long. And somehow, some way, you haven't managed to find Odell Beckham Jr., but you find every commercial that you could. Okay, so I look at it from that perspective. The fact that they're below 500, the fact that he's made headlines for far too many things other than football, off the field quotes, comments, and things of that nature. I think thus far this season, he has been a disappointment.
He has. Like, you got one of the best wide receivers on your team, and you can't figure out a way to get him the football. And I blame on their coaching staff. You gotta find creative ways to get that man open and put your quarterback in the right position to get it there. And I feel like it's so much pressure on Baker, he gotta learn how to handle it. Because he got the weapons around him he just trying to force feed everything, and he haven't figured it out yet. So he had been up and down. He just having a sophomore slump. He don't know what to do because he have a good team around him, but I feel like Freddie Kitchens don't know how to handle this type of talent. I feel like he is not putting none of his players in the right position to be better. I feel like he haven't figured it out yet, and it's affecting Baker. And Baker is having an off year this year because it's too much expectations, and he felt like he gotta do it. He gotta force everything when he get on the field, and it's shown. He forced everything, and look what happened. He having a disappointing year so far. But I feel like the coaching staff ain't put the players in the right position to be better.
Okay.
I'm giving him a C- too, and we don't have any D's in here, but I give him a C- anyway because so much of this is coaching. Jameis Winston looked lost, right? It was over for him. I said move on from him. The off-the-field stuff makes this not worth it, right? What's he giving you? You bring in Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich, all of a sudden, Stephen A is giving him an A-. I give him a B+.
Yeah, huge props to them.
Jared Goff with Jeff Fisher was Stephen A's favorite coach back in the day.
Jeff Fish? Oh, yeah. He's definitely joking about that.
Anyway, that he was an F. Jared Goff was an F. He was a ball. All of a sudden, you give him a real coach, and he's an A, right? Or a B at this season. So I'm not going to be too down on Baker Mayfield. He's dealing with a coaching issue right now. I believe he's got to be better, C-.
Okay, let's move on here to another quarterback. Before we had Patrick Mahomes, everybody was talking about Carson Wentz, Pennsylvania. They've got a tough test on Sunday against Minnesota. Max, what grade are you giving Wentz so far?
I got to tell you, I know he won, and some people will say, I'd like to give him a B-. We also don't have one of those, so I'm going to give him a B.
Oh, God.
I think it's better than the C. I do not think he looked good last time out, but I don't think I think he's a better than average guy so far this year.
Yeah.
But I would say B- overall, or B overall for Carson Wentz. I'm impressed with the fact that he's getting to be a better leader than he's been. He's still not all the way there. His talent is obvious. It's inconsistent. I'll give him a B.
B+. Reason why I give him a B+ is because the Eagles have led the league with drops. They've had at least 12 to 13 drops. I'm sorry, B+. I give him the B+, Carson Wentz.
That's what happened. Everyone is blaming Carson Wentz. He get the football there, but his guys haven't catch any passes. You lead the team in drops. That's not going to help your franchise quarterback out at all. And plus, he had injuries. Jeffrey still ain't 100%. Deshaun Jackson still on the sideline. They suspect Aguilar to step up, but he been dropping passes. It's a lot of wide receivers that he gets open and they don't catch the football and then don't help him at all. That's why it looked like he's an average quarterback. I agree with Stephen A. I give him a B+ because he's a good quarterback. He's a superstar quarterback. It's just his wide receivers ain't do nothing to help him out. Too many drop passes is not going to help your quarterback. It's going to make it seem like he's not doing his job, which he is. His wide receivers to step up with him.
It ain't his fault that they can't catch the damn ball. He's put 2 game winners right in the palm of their hands or their chest that they've dropped passes against Atlanta, against Detroit. Carson Wentz has been better than average. He's been very impressive. He's been victimized by dudes that can't catch the damn ball.
All right, Stephen A., I got another one for you. Jared Goff started out hot, not as impressive of late. Where's he on your grading curve?
I give him a C. He should be better. Sean McVay should be better. Jared Goff can't fling that football. Perfect example is when he threw for over 500 yards against Tampa. But he also threw 3 interceptions. That's been Jared Goff, up and down, up and down. He got his money, but we're not getting the consistent play. As a result, we're not getting the consistent leadership out. I know they've been compromised to some degree by Todd Gurley not being 100%, but I can't give Jared Goff better than a C right now.
For the first time, I have a high. I thought you were just a very lenient grader, but I'll give him a C+ because Todd Gurley, without Todd Gurley play action, what's Jared Goff? Man, you can say that about a lot of quarterbacks. He doesn't have his full system in play. place. He's been holding it down, but the team has other problems too. I basically agree with Stephen A. I'm a little more generous to Goff, C+.
All right, before we move on, I know America's team Cowboys fans travel. Any Cowboys fans in this crowd?
See, that's why I like Clemson. That's why I like Clemson.
I see some Cam jerseys. All right, Stephen A., another one who started out real hot on a 2-game losing streak. Where's he right now?
Who's this?
Dak Prescott. Your quarterback. What do you mean?
I would tell you this. He gets a C from me as well. He was a top 3 candidate for league MVP honors after the first 2 or 3 games. The last couple of games, he's tailed off considerably.
Jared Goff. It seemed like he got the money and haven't played like that person that deserved that money. It seemed like the Super Bowl is still the back of their heads. Then they got all these issues going on with Todd Gurley in the media. There's so much going on with that team. They got to get back focused, especially Goff. You got to get back to playing at a high level because he's that leader of that team. The Rams go as Jared Goff goes. And he being too up and down, up and down. If he be consistent, the Rams will be back like they used to be. It's just so much going on surrounding Todd Gurley in the media. There's so much going on with that team, and they got to figure out something what's going on. And Todd Gurley is injured again. And then the media talking about it. Like I'm talking about it right now. But there's just so much going on with that team, so that he just been up and down. And Dak, Shannon Sharp said this. When he played on good teams, his true character is going to show. And it did. But I can't really blame it too much on him. Like I shared with everybody else, your coaching staff had to put you in the right place to succeed. And they haven't. But going there to get paid a lot of money, like the big game he had against the Packers, you have to step up and play against them good teams, a good defense. If he would have played a good game, then you say you deserve your money. But he's still going to get it. But when you have them big games, you have to step up and lead your team against these good teams when you play them.
Particularly against New Orleans before, struggling in the first half against Green Bay and then coming on in the second half. He has been a model of inconsistency thus far, and when you consider the fact that you're trying to get a new contract, that's not a good position to put yourself in. I say right now he's a C.
I'll give him a B. If you're in the MVP conversation after 3 games, if you're debating with me, Stephen A., and people are telling me, oh, Brady's more in the game, and you look at the level of opposition, the first time Brady faced the real team, the only time this year, it was a 16-10 game. They could have easily lost it, if the other guy didn't have to go through concussion protocol. So a lot of it is who you're playing. A lot of it is who coaches you. Dak trying to be more than a game manager now. You take me saying Brady is a game manager is a dirty word. Last 2 games, if Dak was a little more of a game manager, they would have had a better chance. In fact, I give Dak a B overall. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN